It's been a long time coming since the not so good old days, when I was always lying to get what I wanted, constantly bonded to others, undaunted by the pain I caused. I flaunted my power over the women in my life. But inevitably, I was haunted. The ghosts came back to me at night, and though the physical bodies were nowhere in sight, I realized that I might not be the man God wants me to be. Scales dropped from my eyes. And for the first time, I saw me. Not the me I had created, but the one that God himself made and appreciated. While I was still sinning, my value should have depreciated, but every mistake I made, grace was activated. And I was captivated by his face, and his faithfulness was great. And each night, I had to wait to fall asleep because the ghosts came back whenever I got on my knees. But every morning, there were new mercies. And I, a prodigal son, was accepted into his arms. And why should one such as me be forgiven? Not by merit, of which I have none, but by the death and blood of his only son. And despite my being born in America, my citizenship is not in this nation, but a heavenly one. I finally believe who he says I am, because the great I Am says, "You are worthy of love." Now I let him define my identity. I fly now on the ship of serenity because God is for me, and no malicious entity can stand between me and him. Not lust, not my addiction, not fears, anger, my past, or tears. I'm a new creature, which means I've grown beyond who I was in previous years. The man on the mountain says, "You've come far, pilgrim." But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to start on this new path. I still remember coming down from the mountain, holding a law that I couldn't keep, but he promised to cover me with the blood and hold my hand because the climb is too steep. I still remember hiding in the mountain and praying for death, but he told me the journey was much too far and helped me take the next step. In the still small voice, he reminded me that I am not alone. My future has never been set in stone. I have a choice in its shape. I have a new slate, and it's not too late for you. In 22 years, I'm still becoming who I've always been. Today, March 5th, is 50 days sober, and even longer since I was a slave to sin. The prospects of a life with positive relationships are no longer thin, because when your identity is in the rock, you will not settle for people and relationships built on a weak place. A sweet face alone is the swift path to failure. But I see in you a space you've left for him. And I know now that I can move forward and pursue you without fear. This is the way, letting him steer.